Hey, welcome back to All About Mining. So today we're going to be doing a transmission flush, and first we're going to go ahead and I've climbed under the transmission here. You can see the little bulb right here that shows our level of the transmission fluid. I don't always rely on that, but right next to it is the cap. This is the plug that we will be removing and inspecting our transmission fluid. So it takes a 1/2 inch. We'll just get that in here, open it up. Once you've broken that loose, you should be able just to pull it off with your hand. So pulling it out right away, there's no overflow, so I'm going to stick my finger in and see if I can feel where the transmission fluid is, and it appears to be fairly low. I'm going to look at that, inspect the transmission fluid. It does smell a little bit burnt. I know I'm a little bit past where I should be for doing a flush, so I'm going to go ahead and continue with this flush. And right here on the bottom of the transmission, the back and bottom of the transmission, you'll be able to see here's our plug we're going to remove to drain the transmission fluid out. And so let's go ahead and take care of that. Here's the different view. Again, we're using our 1/2 inch to get that off. Once you break it loose, make sure you have a catch pan underneath, because it is going to come out, and it's going to come out pretty quick and strong. I also would like to caution you, if you've been driving your vehicle and this comes to you hot, that transmission fluid is going to be pretty warm and you don't want to burn yourself. So be very careful with that if you're doing this when it's all warm. So how often should we change our transmission fluid? Well, for Eaton Fuller heavy-duty transmissions, you should change the transmission fluid every 50,000 miles for normal use. But if the truck operates in severe dirt conditions, like mine does, then the fluid should be changed more frequently, potentially every 10,000 to 15,000 miles. The initial drain should occur within the first 3,000 to 5,000 miles if it's a brand new unit, so make sure that you're flushing out all those manufacturing debris. But because I operate in what they would consider severe conditions, which is environments with high levels of dust, dirt, and other contaminants, the fluid should be changed more regularly, 10,000 to 15,000 miles. So as our transmission fluid is draining, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and look at our plug. So our plugs are very important when we pull them out to inspect them, because they actually have a magnet on them. And so they're supposed to catch any metallic debris that's in your transmission fluid. Alright, so here we have a diagram that shows our oil pan with the oil in it, with the high temperature engine oil. And as the oil is moving around in the transfer case, you're going to get little debris of pieces of metal. So our plug with a magnet should be collecting all those little pieces of metal and keeping our oil clean for our transmission for use. If they are not, if these metal debris continue in our transfer case, we're going to have more problems. So here's a couple pictures of some plugs that have been removed that have excessive metal debris in there. So there's some pretty nasty conditions. Here you can see the expected wear to have a little bit of metallic debris. They caution you when you start having a decent amount. There's a pretty significant amount of metal on there, and then once you have a ton of metal shavings, then that is when you know you're basically about to have a catastrophic breakdown. So checking the magnet on your plug is a good indicator on the life of your transmission transfer case. So I'm going to clean this off. We'll get it ready so that we can put it back and plug those holes again. And here is the one from the side. So we're going to go ahead and insert our bottom plug. Don't over tighten it, but make sure it's fairly snug. What we're going to be putting in there is the SAE 50 full synthetic transmission fluid. Here I took a funnel and attached a hose to it with a hose clamp. That way we can reach all the way in there. Slide back up underneath, and as I fish the hose through from the top, we're going to go ahead and insert the hose. Make sure it's a clean hose. You don't want debris and nasty crap inside your transmission. This hose actually is pretty clean, it's just old, so it looks like it's dirty. So we're gonna put that, push the hose into your transfer case. And then from the outside, I'm gonna use a vice grips and attach my funnel, making sure it's attached securely. And then I'm gonna get up and start pouring in the transmission fluid. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour my transmission fluid into the funnel slowly. And I do have a helper who's laying up underneath, watching that hole where the hose goes in, to let me know as soon as they start seeing a little bit of that transmission fluid coming out of that hole, I know that I've maxed out what I need. It's at the proper level. It should be just where it's just starting to leak out of that hole plug. As long as you're parked on level ground, that's where you want it. As soon as they give me the go ahead, I stop pouring. I go underneath and check, make sure it's at the level it needs to be. I can see a little bit pouring out there, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the plug back in. And once we tighten up this plug, that concludes our transmission fluid flush. And so I hope this video helped you. Please leave me a comment. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.